This is Gerard Welbrock inviting you to join us for Tiger Talk. Catch the video replay of Monday night's radio program at 10:30 and 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. That's Tiger Talk, Mondays on Tiger Radio Mix 103 and Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 and 7 on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. Hello again, everyone, and welcome into another edition of Tiger Talk. We've got a fun program for you again this evening as we recap Fort Hays State's thrilling win last Thursday night at home over Northeastern State, and then look ahead to another tough one as the 2-0 Tigers hit the road this Saturday night. Their first Saturday game, they'll be in St. Charles, Missouri, taking on Lindenwood in a 6 o'clock kick. The program brought to you once again by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hays. Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We'll take our first break. When we come back, we'll chat with head football coach Chris Brown as Tiger Talk continues right after this. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented once again by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hays, open 7 days a week. And right now you can get a 22-ounce take-home box for just $1.99 with an adult or senior meal going on right now at the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Joined by head coach Chris Brown, Tigers 2-0. First time under you, Coach, first time since 2010. Wasn't always pretty on Thursday, but you got the big victory, and I guess in the end of the day, that's all that matters.
And that's happened in the last 2 weeks. You know, we don't look real good through the whole game, and all of a sudden the last 5 minutes of the first game and the last 2 minutes of this last game, you know, we finally made things start to happen, you know, offensively. But I thought defensively this last game, we played pretty well. Big improvement from week 1 to week 2 with our defense. I thought the guys pursued very well on defense, played very physical, and, you know, I'm proud of our guys. We're finding ways to win ball games, but I just wish they'd make it a little bit prettier than what they're doing it right now.
Had a 2-hour weather delay. You're about 30 minutes from kickoff. They sent you to the locker rooms, and it just kept adding on because of the lightning strikes in the area. What kind of effect did that have, and what do you do to, I guess, that fine line of keeping everybody energized and ready to go, but yet you're not sure when you're going to go?
You know, your kids are always waiting for the coach to walk in, and they think it's the time once you walk in. But every time you came in, they'd get fired up, ready to go, and say, a little bit longer, guys, we're just waiting for this lightning to get out of here. But you just tell me to relax, sit back, and think about your job and what you're going to do, and you know, just take it easy right now. Once it's time to go, we'll talk about getting you fired back up and getting back on the football field and getting ready to play. You know, give them a few snacks and you know, just try to keep the hunger down, because they'll get hungry, you know, by mid game if they don't do that. So we, you know, gave them Snickers and gave them some Gatorade and all the things that we could to, you know, to make them comfortable. But you know, both teams in that situation, and you know, we got to get ourselves ready to play when it's time to go out.
You mentioned the defense. You hold them under 300 yards, and you were shorthanded because of some injuries, and you had some guys really step up.
We really did. You know, I thought Brock Long played really, really well this game. He played the way, you know, we want him to. He played very physical, was very aggressive, made some great plays. Alex Schmidtberger made some great plays for us. Jose Delgado did some good things for us. Doyne really came around and started to figure out that bandit position. And, you know, our D-line really stepped up this week and got off the ball, got some penetration, and created some problems for them up front. And that was great to see, you know, a big change from week 1 to week 2 and what our defense did.
Got to talk about Shaquille Cooper once again. He had a great game down at Edmond to start the year, and then he tops it going 263 yards. Obviously the big touchdown run, which we'll talk more about later, but boy, what a big game for him.
He did. He had another great game for us, and he's a very talented kid. And, you know, we just got to find a way not to use him so much. You know, we got to spread the ball around, but he seems to be the guy that if we need something, we need to go to Shaquille. And there's probably a few more if he just keeps his feet. He probably scores a few more touchdowns early in that game, and it's a totally different ball game. But you know, he's a great back. He just needs to learn how to make 1 cut, 2 cuts, and get vertical. A few of those he tried to dance around too much, and you know, he ended up slipping and falling on the ground.
Didn't throw the ball particularly well, less than 50 yards, obviously an area that's got to get better.
It does. We can't just rely on our run game. If we start just running the ball, people are going to start stacking the box on us, and that run game's not going to be there anymore. So we got to find a way, to spread the ball to our receivers and get the ball in Flory's hands, and Maxey's and Bilau's and Bacon's and Pandolfo's, and get those guys, some catches and some touches. And if we can do that, it'll loosen up that defense a little bit, and that'll make our run game even much better.
Tigers get the win on Thursday night over Northeastern State. We'll talk in more detail about the ball game, and also a little bit later on in the show, take a preview look at Lindenwood, who is the opponent this Saturday. Program brought to you once again by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hayes, the best buffet in the USA. More Tiger Talk right after this.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nextech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW unlimited plan at Nextech Wireless.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, brought to you by the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA, and you can enjoy breakfast anytime beginning at 11. Omelets, pancakes, and even biscuits and gravy for lunch or dinner at the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Gerard Walbrock, head coach Chris Brown, recapping the Tigers' 27-13 win over Northeastern State last Thursday night, and you got to start a stop to start the game defensively, and then you fumble it away on the very first possession. Kind of had that problem a week ago, an early fumble, and it kind of seemed like maybe set you back a little bit offensively in that game.
It did. You can't ever start off a game that way. You want to start up fast on offense and, hopefully score that first drive. And, our very first play from scrimmage, we fumbled the football, put our defense right back out on the field, and that puts us in a bad situation defensively. We just got to take care of the ball, a little bit better. We had 3 turnovers in that game, and it gave them great field position. And when you give them great field position, they're going to score points. But I thought our defense did a great job of, in some of those situations, either hold them to a field goal or no points whatsoever. But got to start faster, take care of the football, do the things that we need to do to make our team successful. And that's one of them is, no turnovers, but create some turnovers on defense. And, it's just talking to the kids, communicating it, and taking care of it.
Next possession, Shaquille ripped off a couple of nice runs. It looked like you're going to be on track, and you kind of touched on it in the first segment. He tripped a couple of times, and I think I remember that his freshman year. He I don't know if he gets going a little bit too fast for his feet, but unfortunate because he may have scored on each of those runs.
Yeah, he would have. He's right there, gets outside and then comes back across the field, and he's a fast enough kid to do those things. He just needs to see it and stick it and get vertical. Sometimes those young running backs try to juke and jive too much, and once they do that, they lose their footing, and then they end up being on the ground when they probably would have scored if they would have just got vertical and did the things we asked him to do. But, he'll figure it out. He's a great player. He's very coachable, and, hopefully this next game he listens and gets vertical, and that's exactly what he did on his, his touchdown runs. He stuck his foot and got vertical and scored.
Drew O'Brien gets a field goal, gets you to within 4 at 7-3, and then you had a drive stall, put it together nicely, couldn't get anything to go your way, then they come back and get a touchdown.
They did, and Drew was a big part of, what kept us in that game. I think he had 2 field goals that gave us points, and, without those points, who knows where this game's at, and we probably don't have a chance to win it, but he was a huge part of why we won that ball game. But, we just got to find a way to get points on the board and be a little more consistent offensively. We need more consistency. That's something we talked about at the beginning of the year, consistency on both sides of the ball and offensively. At times we look really, really good, and at times we look really, really bad. And, hopefully now, we make that turn and turn the corner just a little bit to make ourselves better.
A big key in the game, they had scored to get the ensuing kickoff, and have a pretty good return from Cordell Pandolfo, and he fumbles it, and they've got a chance to put a big dent in before halftime, but the defense holds, keeps them off the board. Then you come back and get the field goal right at the end of the half from Drew to get you within striking range.
Yeah, that's huge, for our defense. Again, that's just a great return. Young guy trying to do too much, and, we're a very young football team. We look across the board. There's a lot of freshmen out there playing football for us, which is good for our future, and good for us right now. We're winning ball games with those guys, but ball security is a big part of it. Don't try to do too much. Just get the yards that they're giving you, and then let our offense take over.
Well, Drew O'Brien got the field goal. The Tigers went into the locker room trailing just 13-6. We'll talk about a very thrilling second half when we return. Tiger Talk again presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill just north of the interstate in Hayes. And we're back with more right after this.
BOS Motorsports in Hayes introduces the top off-road vehicle lineup with Polaris. The world leader in off-road innovation presents the Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, and Ace off-road vehicles right here in the heartland of BOS Motorsports in Hayes. Whether you're looking for something for the trail, the farm, the oil patch, the hunt, BOS has the ride just for you. Stop in today and ride away with yours. At BOS, customer service is number one. Our in-house parts and service department will take care of you before, during, and after the sale. BOS Motorsports just north of I-70 at exit 159 in Hayes.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Walbrock, head coach Chris Brown. It's all brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill just north of the interstate in Hayes. Hey, check them out next time you need someone to cater your event. 625-4141, the number to call at the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, the best buffet in the USA. Tigers down 13-6 at halftime last Thursday night in their home game with Northeastern State. First drive of the second half stalled. But you got some good field position after you stopped Northeastern, and it got you an opportunity to get tied back in that ball game. And again, it was the defense kind of setting the tone in that second half.
It is, and this game's all about field position. You know, the better your field position, the better chances you have to score, and you know, keeping them out of the end zone. And you know, I thought defensively we played pretty well. You know, we tackled very well this game compared to the very first game. We ran to the ball. Created a few turnovers, and there's one turnover down there that we probably should have had, and didn't give it to us. But very proud of the way our defense played and really stepped up in this game to help us win this ball game.
They have a bad punt. You get good field position. Then Derek Kendall Campbell held a bit more active role in this ball game, obviously with the injury to Malik Thomas the week before, and he got the first of his 2 touchdowns to get you tied.
Yeah, he did. He had a great game. You know, he finally got some confidence in himself, and you know, he's a very strong physical runner. You know, he's not like Shaq, who's going to get do a lot of jukes and get vertical and score touchdowns. He's a downhill runner that's going to run powerful and break some tackles and, you know, get you 10, 12 yards, you know, a gain. But, you know, he broke a couple of those, and he's got pretty decent speed for a big guy as well. And huge game for him. Proud of him and the holes that he saw, and, you know, putting 2 points, you know, 2 touchdowns on the board for us. You
know, it was an interesting game. It felt like after it was tied, neither team wanted to win it. Each had chances and couldn't get it done. You look at defensively what you guys do. You force Northeastern to miss a field goal, then fumble a punt, block a field goal, and force another punt. 5 possessions, they get nothing, but yet you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything either, so just kind of back and forth of, you know, who's going to win the defense, who's going to make the mistake on defense to give those points up. And, you know, our defense did a good job of hanging in there. I mean, there for a while, I thought we were just going to go into overtime, but then we finally stepped it up the last 5-6 minutes and made some things happen. And but you know, really proud of the defense and what they did, and then really proud of our offense. You know, finishing the game off in the fashion that they did.
Talk about the big play. You're pinned down at your own 7-yard line, again, kind of late in the game, and Shaquille Cooper goes 93 yards, very reminiscent of the 71-yard touchdown run he had in Edmond against Central Oklahoma, just a little bit longer this time, one of the longest in Fort Hays State history.
It was. I mean, it was a great run by him. It was a good job by our guys up front blocking for him, but, you know, it was just a matter of time. You know, you're sitting there the whole game, okay, when's he going to break one? When's he going to get this 90-yarder, 80-yarder, 70-yard, you know, touchdown run for us? And, you know, finally there at the end of the game, he spurts one open, and, you know, I just kept telling him the whole game, make one cut and get vertical. And he saw the one cut, got vertical, and got through the hole, and, you know, he did a great job of outrunning everybody.
Kind of setting that up was a big sack by Brock Long to kind of stall their drive to give you the chance to get the football back.
He played very, very well this game. I mean, he was, you know, that's the kid we've been looking for. He didn't play that well the first game, but, you know, he still played pretty good. But that's the Brock we're looking for. Physical, aggressive, knew where the ball was going, played fast, and you know, if he continues to play like that, you know, he's going to have a great career here, and you know, he's going to get some accolades here at the end of the season.
And then the next possession, it was Brock Long again. They had to go for it, trailing by the 7 points, and he gets a big sack on 4th down, the 5th of the game for your defensive unit, and those 2 were as big as any in the ball game, certainly, ending drives for them and giving the ball back, and then you get that final touchdown to ice the victory.
And that was huge, you know, just that sack alone, 4th down, you know, now we get the ball back, our guys can score, you know, another touchdown, and you know, we took advantage of it. You know, it was good to see there towards the end of the game when we needed something to happen, our kids stepped up and made the plays that needed to be made, and you know, our guys did a good job of finishing the game. Granted, it was late in the game, but they finally finished and found a way to win another ball game.
Offensive line, you've had to deal with some injuries really since the start of camp. You had a Chico Feltenberger go down early in the game. You had a substitute in for him a couple of times really throughout the rest of the contest. You've been happy with their development and how they've played so far?
Yeah, I think they've gotten better each week, and you're moving guys around. They've got to lose center. They learn guard, learn tackle, and, that's tough on offensive linemen. But, if they understand their blocking schemes and where they're supposed to be, it's pretty easy to pick up. But really proud of the way those guys have stepped in and done a good job for us. Bartley stepped in this last game, did a great job. Hubbard came in and played for us as well. And, we're going to get a few more guys back this week that are going to help us out too. So just as long as they keep getting better, understanding what we're doing, and, when you start losing guys, you start losing that cohesiveness a little bit. But they'll keep working together and get themselves better.
Well, the Tigers pull away late, couple of touchdowns in the final 2.5 minutes to get their second win, knocking off Northeastern State, and now getting set to hit the road once again. One of the longer trips of the year. They'll head to St. Charles, Missouri, and their first Saturday game at Lindenwood. We'll talk about it when we return for our final segment of Tiger Talk, brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, best buffet in the USA. Back right after this.
Have you ever wondered about CrossFit or wanting to try a new workout routine?
Connecting with CrossFit is a home-based exercise program designed to introduce you to the basic movements.
The workouts incorporate functional movements to improve your everyday life.
We will guide you through a warm-up, a workout, and a cool-down in each episode.
Join us on Eagle Cable, Channel 14 and 614 to increase your baseline of fitness and to connect with CrossFit.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, our final segment here this evening, brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, best buffet in the USA, where kids eat free Tuesdays from 4 until close. And the kids 11 and under get to eat free with a drink. And also, don't forget about the Sunrise Breakfast Buffet. That is Saturdays and Sundays beginning at 7:30 in the morning at the Golden Corral, just north of the interstate in Hayes. Gerard Walbrock, one final segment with head coach Chris Brown. And you got to play a Saturday game. It's been a unique schedule, a couple of Thursday games to open it. Your first Saturday game and one of the longest trips of the year to St. Charles against a much improved Lindenwood team.
They are much improved, but it's finally getting back on a normal schedule. I kind of like the 2 Thursdays because it gives your kids an extra couple of days, prepare for Lindenwood, take a few days off just to relax, get some injuries healed back up. And, I like it and I don't like it because of the schedule. But, now we got a few extra days here. But Lindenwood's a very much improved team. They got a great quarterback who's very athletic, some very skilled wide receivers and running backs, and a very good offensive line. And, defensively they got Connor Harris at that linebacker position who's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he's a great football player, but they got some skill positions as well in their defensive backs. Those guys are very athletic, and their D-line's fast and physical. So, it's going to be a battle for us. We got to be ready, and we got to prepare these kids this week, for a battle. And it's, hopefully it doesn't come down to the wire again, but we got to find a way to win this ball game.
They won their opener against Washburn with a touchdown with 23 seconds to go and had the lead at Pitt State, and then Pitt just had an unbelievable second quarter, scored 35 points. That was really the difference in that one because they were right there toe-to-toe and then played them even the rest of the way. So that 1-1 record may be a bit deceiving, but that's the big thing that jumps out. They've got a lot of transfers, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think of all the skilled position players, only one guy is a 4-year guy. Everybody else they brought in and are very, very talented.
Yeah, and they're only getting better each week. They're starting to understand the system offensively and and defensively. But week 1 against Washburn, I thought they looked pretty good. Week 2 against Pitt State, I think they look even better. And so they're going to get better as the year goes on. And it's just to understand the system and what's going on and getting comfortable with it. And they're starting to feel comfortable with it. And that's scary for us going into their home. But we got to be ready to play. We got to be ready to battle. And it's going to be a good football game. We just can't get frustrated because they are going to complete some passes. And their defenses just got to understand that. Don't give up the big play. Keep everything in front. Make them earn everything, and hopefully they make a mistake that we can capitalize on.
Yeah, these guys seem to be a pass-first team. They like to air it out.
Yes, they do. And, their quarterback's very agile as well. He runs very, very well. He's got good speed, and, they run some of that gun run stuff with him as well. So he's got the potential to take it all the way if you don't do your job in the gun run responsibilities. But good football team. I'm excited to go play them. We usually play pretty good on the road, so hopefully this is another good game for us on the road.
And kind of a unique challenge. It's going to be a Saturday night game, so it's going to be, it's one thing to play on Saturday, but you got a lot of time just kind of sitting around waiting for that ball game to start, and that's always scary.
Yeah, it is. But, we're going to wake them up in the morning and eat breakfast, and we'll just do a ton of meetings just to make sure that we're shored up on everything that we're doing offensively, defensively, and special teams-wise, just to kind of keep them busy and they're just not laying in their rooms. I might do a little walkthrough with them that morning as well, and hopefully we can keep them focused on what we're doing and get them prepared a little bit more than normal. But the more meetings you have with them, the better, and you just keep them, locked into what's going to happen on that day.
All right, should be a very interesting one. The 2-0 Tigers trying to go to 3-0 for the first time since 2010 this Saturday evening, 6 o'clock kick in St. Charles against Lindenwood. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice, and we'll see you in St. Charles on Saturday.
All right, thank you, Gerard.
That is head coach Chris Brown of the Tigers, again on the road at Lindenwood. Hey, don't forget, if you missed any part of the program, you can always catch it audio streamed online at HaysPost.com, or you can always watch the video replay Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 and 7 on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. Of course, you can watch it online as well at HaysPost.com. That's going to wrap up the program. Certainly hope you enjoyed it. It is brought to you by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, Couture for Men and Women, BTI, and Eagle Communications. And of course, brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, the best buffet in the USA. Tigers at Lindenwood, Saturday at 6. 5 o'clock, Auto World pregame show on Tiger Radio Mix 103. That'll wrap up the program. We'll talk to you again next week on Tiger Talk. For Coach Chris Brown, this is Gerard Walbrock. So long, everyone.
This is Gerard Walbrock inviting you to join us for Tiger Talk. Catch the video replay of Monday night's radio program at 10:30 and 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. That's Tiger Talk, Mondays on Tiger Radio Mix 103 and Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 and 7 on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614.